Hi there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Burst Retrospect. Today, we will continue with the complete series of Smallville with Smallville Season 5.
If there's one man who can help, it's the man coming in here right now.
Smallville moved to Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on September 29, 2005. The ratings rose from 4.4 million viewers to 4.7 million viewers. Smallville won an Emmy for Outstanding Editing for the episode Arrival. Allison Mack won an award for Best Sidekick of 2006. During the fifth season, the Chloe Chronicles had evolved into the Vengeance Chronicles. It follows Chloe teaming up with a costume vigilante known as the Angel of Vengeance. But more on that later. Another cast member leaves the series, and that was Justin Ackles. He left the series and started another phenomenal series known as Supernatural. Erica Durance has been promoted to a series regular, but was only in for 12 episodes. Now let's recap the season 4 finale. Lana, while being possessed by Isabel, kills Genevieve, Jason's mother, spilling blood on the stone, causing a dark force from Krypton, sets a meteor shower towards Smallville. Clark gathers the stones to unite them and transports across the north. Lana discovers a spaceship as it opens up. Lionel is in a catatonic state. Clark hurls the United Stone into the ice, leading into the season 5 opening episode, Arrival. As the United Stones hurl into the ice, towers of ice started to form before Clark. As he steps forward inside, he sees a crystal mechanism. Clark grabs the crystal that appeared before him and he hears Jor-El's voice.
Kal-El, you have traveled far. One journey is ended. A new journey is about to begin.
Back in Smallville, we see Lana as the ship opens up. She tries to limp away, but was stopped by two Kryptonians, Aether and Namek. I just thought to mention their names that no one knew, since this episode aired almost 20 years ago. The cops and the FBI, I assume, surround the two Kryptonians for some odd reason. Now that I think about it, how would they know they would be there? How did they already know they would be hostile? You would think they assumed the two were innocent bystanders. Anyway, the two Kryptonians attacked the law enforcement with impunity, which was long enough for Lana to get away. For some reason, they wanted Lana, but quickly says that she's irrelevant and they have to search for Kal-El, meaning Clark. Lois heads to the Kent farm and helps the Kents out. Lex wakes up in the caves and looks for Chloe. The two Kryptonians find Lex.
Everything's under control here, officers.
When the fuck believe you two niggas cops, man? Look at you looking like before and after. I swear to God, I wish you would try to arrest me. You'd be wearing 3 shoes. 2 on your feet and 1 in your hand.
Bitches, you dumb. What do you get off that they're police officers with those clothes on? They have no badge and no gun. I don't know. That was just a weird ass line to me. But I could just chalk it up to that head injury that Chloe gave him. The two asked if Lex is Kal-El. Lex stupidly tries to command the room and pretend to be Kal-El. However, the two wasn't buying it and chokes Lex.
It's not him. Kal-El would not bleed.
Okay, where do you two get that from? If you two are the same race as Clark, Clark would bleed in that situation. Or maybe I'm just looking. But anyway, they toss Lex aside and super speeds away. Chloe wakes up in the north and sees the fortress and heads inside. Clark wants to return home, feeling that's where he's needed. Jor-El, however, tells of a greater threat from Krypton has set his sights on Earth. In order to save Earth, Clark has to go through some sort of education. Chloe sees Clark as she gets cold and the temperatures gets lower and she started to pass out. Back in Smallville, Lex finds Lana and she's in shock.
Don't touch me! Lana, you're in shock. It's over. Meteor shower stopped.
A man and a woman. They're right behind us. They came up.
Out of what? What did they come out of?
A spaceship.
Where?
Lander's Field.
Lana, after what you've been through, it's perfectly normal for your mind to play tricks on you.
You see how Lex tried to convince her that she's seeing things right after she told him, just so he can find the ship first? Anyway, Lana passes out on the ground. Damn, I'm surprised she didn't get a concussion. Back at the fortress, Chloe claws out to Clark and he stops his training and pleads with Jor-El. Jor-El accepts, but Clark must be back before the sunset.
You have my word.
Chloe reveals to Clark that she knows his secret and he super speeds her to safety. Back at the mansion, Lana wakes up and finds Lionel.
The disciples of Zod. They must be stopped.
You're talking about the people from the ship.
Their home is their only poison. Their home is their only poison.
Where are they?
Sit your ass down!
Up north at a hospital, Clark asks Chloe how long has she known.
The quick exits, the miraculous recoveries, the lame excuses. But I think when I saw you catch a car like it was a beach ball, that kind of confirmed everything.
Chloe vows that she will never reveal Clark's secret to anyone, no matter what. This made Clark reveal his alien origins to Chloe.
Okay, so that would then make you like an... but you look so...
Human?
Clark finds out on the TV that his parents didn't make it out. Chloe tells him that he's needed in Smallville, and he leaves. At the hospital in Smallville, while Martha is recovering, the two Kryptonians attack looking for Clark. Lana shows up, somehow, on that broken-ass leg. No cast, no nothing. Anyway, she wants to show the two Kryptonians where Kal-El is. Clark misses back to the farm and Lex finds them.
Thank God you're okay.
Where's my mom and dad?
At the hospital. Your mom has a concussion and a broken leg, but she's gonna be okay. She's out of danger now.
What about Lana?
Lana's safe. It's Chloe I'm worried about.
She was down in the cave with me when the meteors hit.
She must have escaped while you were unconscious.
Or someone helped her out.
What, you think I did? Lex, how could
Clark, before I passed out, there was a light brighter than anything I've ever seen. I could have sworn I saw you standing right in its epicenter.
I was nowhere near those caves.
Lex, there was a meteor shower that destroyed half the city, and you were wondering where Clark was. Also, you picked the wrong time to accuse anyone for being dishonest.
I'm beginning to get the impression that lying is an unshakable habit of yours, Clark.
I don't have to listen to this.
Then be straight with me for once. If you're my friend, just tell me the truth. Were you in the cave when the meteors hit?
No.
And he just walked away without saying anything. I bet he wanted to do this.
What is the five fingers say to the face?
What?
Slap!
What?
Slap!
Clark goes to the hospital and he finds Lois. Lois fills him in on the two Kryptonians that are looking for Kal-El. Back at the mansion, Lana leaves the two Kryptonians to the kryptonite. It almost worked, but they found a way to block it.
Lying was their way.
Not for long.
Okay. Lana needs to stay in the hospital a little while longer this time, because that's twice now in the same episode that she's knocked out. 3 times if you count the previous episode.
I heard you looking for me. I'm Kal-El.
At last.
The Kryptonians want Clark to join them, but he naturally declines. The two try to lock Clark away, but Clark managed to turn the tide and sends them both away. It is about to be sunset, and he sees Lana on the ground, and he makes the choice to go help her instead of returning to Jor-El. Clark then discovers that he had lost his powers and grabs the spaceship's key. Clark tells his parents of his abilities being gone.
Every time I ever woke up and I had a new ability, you were always there to help me adjust. And this time's no different.
It is different. You can get hurt now. You're vulnerable.
Isn't that what it means to be human?
Meanwhile, back in the north, Lex finds Chloe.
Now, how could Clark possibly be here? We're in the middle of the Yukon.
No. I must have been dreaming, I guess. What's going on, Lex?
I came to take you home.
Wait. Time out. So Clark did not go back for Chloe. Did he even think to call and check up on her? I'm just now noticing this. If it wasn't for Lex, Chloe will still be stuck. Wait, how could have Lex figured out where Chloe was? I'm totally confused. Maybe we can use that Smallville convenience to where Clark reached out to Lex subtly without revealing too much on where Chloe was. Another thing, why didn't Clark go with Lex to retrieve Chloe? Because I'm pretty sure Lex will be asking a whole bunch of questions on the ride home. It looks as though Lana is safe due to the fact that Lex set it up to that Genevieve and Jason died in the meteor shower, with also Lex writing to her saying, "You owe me one." Yeah, I bet she does. Clark goes to see Lana and figures out that her feelings are real. Clark kisses her and promises her no more secrets or lies.
Wouldn't go that far. Hail to the north! Out of here! The fuck out of here.
You, bro.
Fuck you.
Clark goes to this crash site of where the spaceship landed, but it was gone. The whereabouts of the ship was detained by Corp. Unbeknownst to them, the spaceship leaks some kind of liquid, and it starts to take the form of a man, which we all know is not human, and different from the other Kryptonians.
And I ain't even know who that creature was. Man, I ain't never in my life seen, man, I thought, man.
The episode Arrival sets up what's to come. A possible alien invasion, Clark and Lana's relationship is rekindled, all while Clark's powers are gone, will shake up the season. So let us continue. The episode Mortal begins at Bellevue with Lex having Lana committed. Have the tables have turned, and both of them weren't even crazy. On his way out, Lex bumps into 3 meteor freaks. One of them has the power of electricity, and the 2 twins has the power to create powerful force fields once they join hands or fists.
Who in the hell left the gate open?
They break out of their restraints and escape and head towards Smallville.
Stupid motherfuckers. They got to be the stupidest motherfuckers.
In the field, the citizens of Smallville rebuild which looks like a barn or a house. I don't know, it's very unclear.
The joys of manual labor.
Yes, I can't wait for that ass chewing Chloe is going to give Clark by leaving her at the North.
Yeah, well, being immortal does have its drawbacks. You alright? Are you sure this is what you really want?
So I guess finding out your best friend is an alien trumps being left in a hospital across the world. Anyway, Chloe feels uneasy that Clark is now normal. Clark, however, wouldn't have it any other way and tells Chloe to let it go. As Clark goes to talk with Lana, Lex shows up, giving her anxiety.
A happy couple. I get the feeling I'm not her favorite person right now. She doesn't trust you. That's in the past. For whatever reason, we've been given a second chance. I hope we can rebuild more than just the town. So do I.
Damn. You can cut the unresolved in the air with a Zongpak-to. Lana and Clark go on a supply run, while acting like they are a romantic comedy running in a field like that.
Can't believe a second meteor shower hit Smallville. Like the first when we were kids wasn't bad enough.
Maybe this time it's different. Maybe it's not the end of something, the beginning. A second chance.
Clark, there are so many things that I haven't told you. Things that I've done.
Whatever we've both done, it's in the past now. The past can't hurt us anymore.
At the barn, Clark and Lana decide to have a makeout session, which started to turn into something more.
We should take this slow.
Clark, We've been taking it slow for 4 years now.
I know, it's just,
But this was interrupted by those 3 media freaks, which while watching that I totally forgot about. Anyway, they explained that Clark is the reason why other Belle Reve inmates are institutionalized.
What is he talking about?
Wait, what? Why? You can't be serious. Half the time, Lana, you were there, and you know why they are in Belle Reve. Some of the time, I want to ask, who wrote this shit? Anyway, the 3 freaks want Clark to break into the myth known as Level 3. Oh, damn. I thought we was done with Level 3 many filler episodes ago. Anyway, the freaks were experimented on with a serum shot into them every day, but was cut off afterwards. So they want Clark to steal the serum or his loved ones will be killed. Clark enlists Chloe's help, and due to Lex being out of town, they are on their own. The sheriff shows up to the house and figures out that the freaks are holding Lana and the Kents hostage. But Great Value Static Shock revealed himself and blasted the sheriff. Lana and Jonathan tried to fight him, but was overpowered. The fake Wonder Twins put up a force field around the house to make sure no one gets in. After some Mission Impossible stuff, Chloe managed to shut down security to get to the serum, but was stopped by a laser force field. Out of time, Clark comes up with a plan to save his loved ones. So he pretends to have the serum in a briefcase, but it was a trick. It was a flashbang grenade that Chloe had taken from Lois as a graduation present. It was used as a distraction to blind the 3 freaks, which Clark used as an advantage to defeat the 3. The day is saved, but Chloe comes with some bad news.
I traced the carrier signal I picked up in the vault. I found a secondary video feed hidden in the frequency. Someone was watching us.
Clark goes to see Lex.
What happened? Is everyone all right?
Chloe traced the video feed from Level 3. You were watching us the whole time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She also pulled the security records from Belle Reve. You were there the day those psychos escaped. And you helped them somehow, didn't you? What'd you promise them, Lex? Enough serum to last the rest of their lives? This whole thing was a setup. A test! And to do it, you put Lana and my family in danger.
Clark.
No! You want to test me? You want to see what I'm really made of? Do it yourself, you coward. Satisfied?
You know, I like how Lex can keep a straight face and keep pretending that he had nothing to do with what happened. But you were caught in 4K that you set everything up. Clark goes to see Lana, and after a little corny, sappy combo, Clark ended up...
Got the draws, okay?
Yeah, he got the...
Yep. After 4 years of back and forth, Clark got them draws. And it only costed his best friend. Or was it really his best friend to begin with? We continue with the episode Hidden. We begin with a former tech guy from the Torch. Gabriel arms a nuclear missile to destroy Smallville. And he only tells Chloe to get out. Damn. You know, despite Clark not having powers, I'm pretty sure he can handle this little problem. Where is he, by the way?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Clark. What,
I can explain.
So if you don't mind, I'd like to speak to my son alone, please.
Remember, I am 18. And I've been in love with Lana since I was like 7, so it's not like we just rushed into something.
Please tell me you were at least safe.
Yeah, Mom.
Safe. Safe has got nothing to do with this. You shouldn't be doing anything like this, especially not under our roof.
Well, like you didn't do it?
Clark, a lot of conversations I never had with you because I didn't think I needed to have them.
Because you guys always think I'm not normal.
No. It's just that you're just so much more vulnerable now without your power.
After this awkward moment, Chloe enlists Clark's help on finding Gabriel. Lana makes it home and Lex was there waiting for her. Damn. I guess he's the kind of landlord that doesn't care about his tenants' privacy. Like at all. Anyway, he came over because he was concerned about her well-being, about what she saw the day of the meteor shower. The military tries to intercept Gabriel and stop the missile, but it turns out it was a diversion because there are 15 missile sites and Gabriel could be at either one of them. Clark and Chloe goes to Gabriel's house and finds his father dead on the floor. With only minutes left before the missile launches, Chloe and Clark lures Gabriel out to get him to stop. However, Clark is rushed to the hospital with his vitals fading fast. Gabriel reveals that his father was infected by the meteors and was asked to be killed. Lana talks to Clark and then he flatlines and dies. At Belle Reve, Lana breaks out and super speeds away. As doctors told the Kents about Clark, his body vanished. At the fortress, Clark wakes up in his signature outfit. He then sees Lionel.
Hello, Kal-El.
How do you know to call me that?
You're my son. And I hope the time is coming when you will call me father. This body was activated by the crystal. It became an oracle of Kryptonian knowledge. A vessel for me to inhabit if ever you should need me.
So Jor-El explains that Clark's powers will be returned, but this kind of rectification doesn't come without a cost. Someone close to Clark's life force will be exchanged for his, which I don't understand how, but Jor-El gives an explanation that nature requires balance. So I guess since Clark gave up his powers, died, and then brought back, disrupted that balance somehow.
But he was a clown then. That's true. He was the worst prank. Hey yo, what the fuck? What are you doing?
As the missile launches, Chloe fights Gabriel, but ends up with killing himself accidentally. How convenient. Clark makes it back in time and stops the missile. He makes it home, clothes torn and all. He then lies to his parents about what's going to happen.
That seems terribly irresponsible.
Lana then shows up, and instead of Clark changing clothes really quick, he just appears in front of Lana, and they embrace in a hug, with no explanation on why his clothes are ripped, and was presumed dead from a gunshot. You know, this episode is kind of stupid. You would think he would have to explain everything, right? But people just chose to accept it and move on. Except for Lex, of course. Lana goes to see Lex to show him that Clark is normal, but Lex doesn't seem to think so. Lana shows back up completely normal with no recollection of his actions, which frustrates Lex. Later on, Clark tells Chloe that he has to lie to Lana about his powers. Chloe, being honest, tells Clark that there's no way that he can be with Lana without telling her his secret, which Clark feels that he doesn't have a choice.
But why?
I don't have time for this.
The fuck?
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Okay. Get out! Get out!
Like I said, this episode is stupid. This is my opinion, but this was the lousiest way to set up what's to come. And in the infamous words of Jennifer Lopez,
if you know, you know.
We continue with the episode Aqua. Lois returns and moves back into the farm. Clark is ecstatic about it.
I'm going for a dip.
Think she could sleep through me smothering her with a pillow?
Okay, he was egregious to the idea, but you get the point by now. As Lois takes a dive, she hits her head and passes out. Damn. By now, everyone in this show has gotten knocked out in some capacity. I'm surprised they didn't get a clip show towards the end. Anyway, as Clark goes to save Lois, someone else did, as he could swim faster than Clark. The man saved Lois' name is Arthur Curry, AC for short. And in case you haven't noticed, AC is Smallville's version of Aquaman. Lois is smitten by him, but she has a funny way of showing it. Clark is late for his first day of Kansas State and meets his history teacher, Professor Milton Vine. And spoiler alert, he's the creature that leaked out of the spaceship in the episode Arrival.
Bring it closer to home. Lex Luthor. And he's not much older than you are. And yet he's turned his father's agro business into a leading defense contractor. Hitler, Stalin, Napoleon.
Lex is not a saint. But I don't think you can put him in the same league as those guys.
Clark tried to apologize for his outburst, but to the contrary, Vine wants to hire Clark to investigate Luthor, but Clark declines despite his feelings about Lex. AC and Lois were at a swim date until AC is hurt from the machine emitting sound waves that only aquatic life can hear. The culprit behind this is no other than Lex. He is testing a machine called Leviathan and is on the verge of securing a contract with the military and is aware of the harmful effects of marine life, but doesn't give a damn. Lois gets AC back to the farm and helps him. Lois and AC share a kiss until Clark comes in. Clark, being skeptical, gets Chloe to investigate AC.
Yeah, Last year, he broke into the Ocean Village Resort.
What'd he steal?
8 dolphins. He busted open an underwater fence and released them back into the ocean. I don't know, Clark. It doesn't really sound like FBI's most wanted material.
Damn, Clark. Thank God this isn't Young Justice version of Aqualad. We do get kind of a continuity nod.
To Finn in Smallville until now. It sort of shoots down our meteor freak theory.
He's not the first guy I met who didn't get his abilities from meteorites.
Really?
There's this kid last year. Kind of ran too fast for his own good.
That's cool and all, but what about Chrissy Parker, Justin Gaines, Trent, or Mikhail? Or did you forget Clark? Even though there's no reason for Clark to be suspicious of AC, he just grills him anyway like he's Batman.
So, how do you like University of Miami?
You go to school in Miami?
Yeah. How did you know that? I'm a big fan of college swimming.
Really? Since when?
Since Arthur Curry started dominating the sport. So how'd you learn to swim so fast? Do you believe that, or is that a pickup line for the girls?
Clark.
As Clark goes to apologize, he follows AC to Lex's lab and stops the bomb that AC planted. He chases after AC and the two fight. However, AC got the upper hand. Serves you right, asshole. Anyway, Lois thinks Clark is jealous of her and AC, which, speak of the devil, he shows up. AC tells Clark about the weapon Lex is developing and wants to destroy it, but Clark thinks there's another way to get Lex to stop, and he couldn't have been more wrong.
If you think I'm gonna bow down to the thuggish tactics of extremists, you really don't know me very well.
Lex figures out AC is part of the superpower equation and captures him. AC is tied up and is interrogated by Lex.
How are you able to breathe underwater?
Shut down Leviathan. And I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Lex leaves AC unsupervised while he promotes the Leviathan to the military. Clark finds AC somehow and rescues him.
Wet and ready, bro. Test is going down. The security's everywhere. Be able to. With a little help.
What's going on?
Looks to me like Mr. Luther's miracle weapon just self-destructed.
Clark goes to see Lex and asks him where his life is heading, and also told him what Dr. Fine said.
Well, you didn't tell him about my pitchfork, did you? I defended you. I guess I am naive.
In light of Lex knowing AC's abilities, AC has to go off the grid. He bids Clark farewell and hopefully they will team up again someday. Oh, I'm sure we'll never see him again. AC says goodbye to Lois and swims off into the lake. Clark visits Professor Fine and accepts the job to investigate Luthor Corp. Thirst is a filler episode to where Lana completely reneges on her plans to stay in Smallville and goes to meet you. She joins a sorority full of vampires. Now, it is stated that there's nothing mystical about these vampires. It's just a strange case of rabies enhanced by kryptonite. Lana becomes one of them and bites Clark, taking some of his powers. She fights the head of the sorority and straight up murders her.
Looks like I'm making the rules now. Anyone have a problem with that?
No. Congratulations.
No.
Let's move on. Clark saves her with the antidote conveniently. We do get some development from Chloe. She gets a job at the Daily Planet on her own this time and starts in the basement. Oh yeah, Carrie Fisher does make a cameo. Another filler episode, Exposed, follows an old friend of Jonathan, Senator Jennings, as he is accused of murder and is up to Clark to solve it. Meanwhile, Lois and Chloe stumble upon a story that
Nothing. I say nothing.
You said something?
I say nothing.
I heard you say something.
No, nothing.
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy, you better get the best for me. Hey, Daddy, won't I look swell in sables? Hey, Peter, I want the Empire State Frisco Golden.
Clark managed to prove Jenny's innocence. Due to the scandal, Jennings had to drop out of the upcoming election and suggest that Jonathan should run. Also, it is revealed that Lex wants to run for senator. The episode Splinter has Clark affected by silver kryptonite, which makes him have paranoid delusions of his many fears. Examples like Chloe selling them out, Jonathan making a deal with Lionel, Lana cheating on him with Lex, etc. Clark goes off on the deep end and almost kills Lana until...
The hell are you? I'm a Kryptonian, just like you. And I'm sorry. But this is really gonna hurt.
So Dr. Fine reveals his Kryptonian nature and cures Clark from the silver kryptonite. Later, Fine tried to convince Clark that Kryptonians are superior while gaining Clark's trust.
But at this point in history, they're still duplicitous by their very nature. Even the ones you think you love can't be trusted.
You don't know anything about this race. Yeah, they can be petty and dishonest and betray each other over nothing. But they can also be honest and loyal. And they would give up everything to protect someone they love. Even if they were from another planet.
Meanwhile, Clark goes to see Lana and apologize. Yet, Chloe already filled Lana in on what happened.
It's okay. Chloe told me everything. Yeah. How that silver meteor infected you. How it made you think that everyone was out to get you. Even that it gave you some sort of temporary powers.
Wait, didn't I say he could have used this excuse many times like everyone else did when they were temporarily infected by kryptonite? He could have said this excuse and still kept the secret since he was so worried about it. But I guess Clark had to cash in his one and only temporary meteor-infected excuse. Before all that happened, Lex finally revealed the truth that Lana wasn't crazy about what she saw on the day of the meteor shower and wants to work together on how to open up the spaceship. It's also revealed that Fine was the one that created the silver kryptonite and mailed it to Lana saying it was from Lex. The next advancement of the story is from the episode Solitude. Martha is struck down from a cloud of red lightning and passes out, but nothing seemed wrong with her. Clark believes that it's time for Jor-El to come to collect on the conditions of getting his powers back. Clark goes to see Professor Fine and wants to know more about Jor-El.
To do with Jor-El?
All in due time.
Wait, he's my father. I have the right to know everything about him.
I agree when you're ready.
I'm ready now!
Back at the farm, Clark tells his parents about Fine, and we get the usual cautionary lecture from Jonathan.
He calls me Kal-El. And he knows about Krypton.
Clark, I want you to steer clear of this fella. What do you mean? You always have a choice, son.
Dad, I wanted to learn more about Jor-El.
I'll tell you what you need to know. Every time you've come in contact with a Kryptonian, they've been hell-bent on death and destruction.
Jonathan, you can't judge an entire people by the acts of a few. Clark is Kryptonian.
Duh! Duh! Okay? Duh. You stupid fuck! Okay? You stupid ass bitch. You dumb bitch.
Kryptonian raised by human beings with strong values. Clark, we don't have any idea who this professor really is.
Martha started not to feel her hand, and then her shoulder started to burn, showing the red bruise with veiny strands. The doctors, of course, says that her vital signs are normal and sent her home. Jonathan asks Clark if there's something more going on. Clark still lies and says nothing. At the Daily Planet, Lionel puts Chloe onto the story of someone with superpowers, and it's Professor Fine. Clark catches up with Fine to get his help as Martha's condition gets worse.
Your father tortured his dissidents on Krypton the same exact way.
What?
I don't suppose I can hide the truth from you any longer. He was a violent dictator. He ruled over Krypton with an iron grip of fear and intimidation. Anybody who spoke out against him was locked away. Even the great hero of the people, Zod. Maybe if he hadn't been captured, Zod could have stopped your father from eviscerating the planet.
My father destroyed Krypton.
Billions of people died. But he made sure his only son survived.
Shit sounds made the fuck up, my brother.
Clark brings Fine to the farm, and he uses kryptonite to ease her symptoms. However, Martha will die tomorrow. Clark tells Jonathan of the repercussions of getting his powers back. Jonathan took it well, and if you're waiting on the clip to prove that I was being sarcastic, then don't count on it, because Jonathan did actually took it well. Clark then went to go see Jor-El.
Kal-El, why have you come?
Please! Do whatever you want to me!
I have caused your mother no harm.
No! Don't lie to me! If I would have known someone close to me would die, I would have given up my life in a second!
It was you who chose to give up your powers and turn your back on me.
Please let her live!
I am sorry, my son. The wheel of fate has already been set in motion. Even you cannot alter destiny.
Chloe started to follow Fine from the school and is doing a terrible job at it. And Fine, you could have noticed Chloe with your super hearing, or do you have super hearing? Anyway, Clark checks up on Martha as she's getting worse.
Your father told me about Jor-El, Clark. I want you to know I'm more than ready to give up my life for the life of my child. You've given me so much happiness, Clark. I don't know what I would have been without you.
Without me, none of this would have happened.
Don't ever feel guilty about this. Do you hear me? I wouldn't have it any other way.
Chloe's trail on Fine went cold once she traced him to a Luthor warehouse. However, with the help of Lois, she managed to get in. She sees Fine materializing from a ship with a crystal in hand. Clark goes to Fine begging to do something. There was a way, but Clark will have to destroy the fortress. With no choice, Clark agrees. Chloe goes to the Kent farm to warn Clark, but he was already at the fortress. Fine gives Clark the crystal to self-destruct. As Clark starts the self-destruct sequence, he starts to get weeks from kryptonite, which Fine was holding, revealing that he was created by Kryptonians. As Fine was going to release Zod, Chloe shows up and takes the crystal out and frees Clark from the kryptonite. After a short fight between the two, Clark ends up destroying Fine. Or does he? Once Fine was destroyed, Martha was cured. Also, the ship disappears, which naturally frustrates Lex and also blames Lionel. But Lionel has no idea what Lex is talking about. Clark thanks Chloe for saving his life. She tells him about the spaceship, but by the time Clark went to look for it, the spaceship was gone. Jonathan checks up on Clark, feeling that Jor-El's warning had passed, but Clark doesn't think so. We move forward with the first and only Smallville Christmas episode, Lexmas. Lex goes beneath suicide slums and meets with a guy who either has dirt on Jonathan or he will be able to create dirt. Lex wants a day to make a decision. He is then harassed by... Wait a minute. Is that... Damn. He fell on hard times after saving the world, huh? Anyway, him and his trigger-happy girlfriend robbed and shot Lex. He then wakes up in a dream that he is married to Lana and has a son and a daughter on the way. His life is what he always wanted due to him being shot. Outside the dream, Lex could face not be able to walk. Lionel takes action and had a risky surgery performed to save Lex. Back in the dream, everyone seems to love Lex, and he's even won the humanitarian award. He was even still best friends with Clark, while being married to Lana. Lana went into labor and Lex's daughter was born, but Lana had fell ill. Lex went to go see Lionel to get help to save Lana, but Lionel wasn't in a giving mood. Is this what he does all day and night? Sit on his laptop and sip his yak? You know what? That doesn't sound too bad. If I could be perfectly honest, just look at him. He's got that leave me the fuck alone attitude. So Lana dies and Lex is naturally hurt. Oh yeah, while in that dream state, he did see the ghost of his dead mother, Lillian. She tells Lex that despite Lana's death, this is the life that he could have had, one full of love. However, Lex doesn't think so as he wakes up. He scolds Lionel for playing with his life.
It wasn't your decision to make, was it? You went against the doctor's advice, not because you wanted to save me, but because you couldn't bear having a cripple for a son. How dare you play God with my life?
Lex meets with the guy earlier from the episode and gives the okay to do whatever it takes to destroy Jonathan's reputation.
I want to be senator. I want it all.
The subplot of this episode, Clark delivers presents for toys for tots and saves Santa Claus from a crisis. It's revealed that the Santa Claus was actually the real deal. This episode served as the mid-season finale. We continue with the episode Fanatic. As the election draws near, we get a glimpse of a sniper assassin that was aiming for Jonathan. But we go back 40 hours earlier, and students from Central Kansas go to support Lex's campaign. One of those supporters in particular, name is Samantha Drake.
Thank you very much.
Used to wear a cross.
Well, that's not weird at all. Lex gets a call from the guy from the previous episode stating that he had found something or made something up about Jonathan. However, Lionel pays a visit and pays off the guy and burns the evidence. At the Kent farm, Jonathan fires his campaign manager for being dishonest and hires Lois.
That seems terribly irresponsible.
He then gets a phone call from unknowns warning him to drop out of the race. It is also revealed that Jonathan has been getting those calls for weeks. Later, we get conflict between Clark and Lana.
Okay, this couldn't be more awkward. But we haven't been together since I came to meet you.
You mean we haven't had
sex? Things between us haven't been the same since you miraculously came back from the dead.
No, Lana, I can't explain that anymore. It changed me.
Clark, I don't know. It's just feels like you're afraid to touch me anymore. Okay, is this where I have to remind you that you're the one who said that we wouldn't keep things from each other anymore?
What? No way! You're the one who pulled away first. You moved to Metropolis 2 weeks after we got together. And now you spend every moment with these books. Why astronomy?
It's homework.
It's an obsession. And that thing about honesty, it works both ways.
You know, that's a pretty good argument from Lana. However, Clark deflects the conversation with her obsession with astrology, which is stupid. Clark then goes to Chloe and confides in her about his concerns about not having sex with Lana.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I'm not sure what would happen. I mean, if I couldn't control myself.
Okay, you know what, Clark? Right there, that's something that can never be unseen.
It's not funny.
At Central Kansas, Lois gets harassed by Lex supporters. Jonathan is attacked by Samantha and her goons. Lionel visits Martha and wants to help with Jonathan's campaign finances, but of course, Martha is hesitant. Clark and Martha find Jonathan hung upside down and took him to the hospital. Clark figures out about the clause from the past few weeks for Jonathan to drop out of the race. Jonathan thinks that Lex has something to do with it. As Clark leaves, he runs into Lex.
I heard what happened. I just want to make sure your father's okay.
Trust me, this is about as close to my father as you want to get right now.
So's behind it, doesn't he?
What do you expect him to believe?
Maybe the truth. I issued a press release denouncing the attack and offered a reward for any information leading to the assailant's capture. I need you to believe me.
At Central Kansas, Samantha kills her goons for having a guilty conscience from attacking Jonathan. She then shaves her head and goes to see Lex and comes on to him, which she figures out that she has something to do with the attack and wants nothing to do with her. Samantha takes it well. Damn. Like I said before, that ball ahead of his is stupid fragile to be knocked out by that. Clark was able to figure out that Samantha was behind everything, even though she stupidly left evidence behind.
Stupid motherfuckers. They got to be the stupidest motherfuckers.
At Jonathan's speech, Samantha tried to force Lois to shoot Jonathan with a sniper rifle. Why is it so easy for her to get one of those? Those sniper rifles are expensive. The cheapest ones was like $7,000. It's true. I checked. Anyway, Lois and Clark both managed to stop Samantha. Jonathan is up in the polls, but his campaign finances are finite, which prompted Martha to accept help from Lionel as long as Lois doesn't say anything about it to Jonathan. But wasn't that the reason he fired his last campaign manager in the first place? From being dishonest? Lana and Clark make up, and she comes clean about her quote-unquote obsession.
I've been studying the meteor showers.
You said you were gonna leave that in the past.
I know, I did, and I tried to. But those meteors changed my life. And now with the second shower? Clark, there is no way that they're random. Well, you know that spacecraft that I saw during this last shower? Well, I was looking into the satellite imagery from the first meteor shower, the one that happened when we were kids. And there's something that doesn't crash the way the other meteors do. Well, it kind of lands. Clark, what if a ship came down in the first meteor shower as well? And whoever was in it has been here with us this entire time.
The look of worry on Clark's face says everything I need to know. In the episode Lockdown, two ex-cops, Greg Flynn and Deputy Harris, want to get the spaceship from Lex while he's holed up in a panic room. Flynn states that he was there during the meteor shower when the Kryptonians murdered almost every police officer there that day. Instead of helping him, Lex was only worried about getting the spaceship. At the barn, Clark calls Lana over to study, but Lana was hoping for something more.
Kiss me.
What are you doing?
Clark, what am I, your cousin? Really kiss me.
I gotta go. I don't want to miss class.
Sorry, wouldn't want you to be late for class.
Lana, come on.
Clark, what is it?
We kiss when we really kiss. I can feel how much you want me. Why can't we just be together?
It's complicated.
They get into another argument, which Clark finds out that her and Lex was researching the spaceship together. Furthermore, Lana said that she turned to Lex so she could find out the truth, not run from it. To get Lex to tell them where the spaceship is, they kidnap Lana. Lex comes out of the panic room and he fights the two off. He shoots the silent alarm and grabs Lana and retreats into the panic room. However, he was shot by Flynn. Meanwhile, Jonathan finds out that Lana was the one that gave money to the campaign. He assumed that Lois was the one that took it, but Martha came clean. The only reason why she took the money was because she believes Jonathan made a difference in people's lives. Chloe was called by the sheriff's office saying that Lana went missing, which Clark investigated and found a GPS on her car, which he gets Chloe to figure out that it was registered to Flynn. Harris, Flynn's fiance, killed the sheriff to keep things quiet, which is a sad way to go because I was just starting to like her. Lana begs for Flynn to help Lex in exchange for getting to the ship. They grabbed Lana and left Lex passed out. After doing some digging into Flynn's profile, Clark and Chloe figures out that Flynn could be at the mansion, which Clark super speeds over and finds Lex. Flynn and Harris take Lana to the Warehouse 15 with plans to get the media and the police to see the truth about the spaceship. But to their disappointment, the ship was gone. Lana causes a struggle which activates the bombs that Flynn possessed. Oh yeah, per usual, Lana is knocked out. Clark finds out where Lana is and saves her just in time before the explosion. Flynn and Harris were arrested even though those two had time to get away, despite being passed out by the explosion briefly. Hey.
Stupid motherfuckers. They got to be the stupidest motherfuckers.
Clark naturally blames Lex for Lana being in trouble, but she says that the whole thing was her idea. Lana went to go check on Lex and wants to start being friends again. Clark is worried that Lana is pulling away from him. However, Chloe feels that he's preaching to the choir and says again that Clark can't be with Lana fully if he doesn't tell her the truth. Leading up to the 100th episode, Reckoning. Release date, January 26, 2006. I remember this day, seeing the trailer, and this is another episode that is hard to watch altogether. But anyway, let's dive right into the episode. The episode begins in a snowy January at the barn with Clark in deep thought. Lana shows up with gloves and a scarf. Clark is terrified of what he's about to do, so he takes her to the caves.
How'd you find it?
It was left here for me.
For you.
I rehearsed this like 1,000 times. Lana, what I'm about to show you may change the way you feel about me.
Clark, whatever it is, it's okay.
It's okay. Do you trust me?
Clark and Lana are transported to the fortress, and Clark reveals his secret to her.
When you asked me if I believed in life on other planets, you had no idea how ironic that question was. I'm from a planet called Krypton.
You're just like everyone else.
Clark shows off his abilities and makes a diamond ring from scratch. Wait, if he had the power to do that, wouldn't his family's financial troubles be over? Plus Jonathan campaign finances? I mean, there's no more dilemma here. He didn't steal it, and the diamond was made from his bare hands. But I digress. Clark asked Lana to marry him, but he gave her some time for an answer. Clark breaks the news to his parents and Chloe.
Dad, I have something important to tell you. I told Lana everything right before I proposed to her in the fortress.
Have you really thought this whole thing through?
If I was ever gonna risk sharing who I really am with someone, I wanted to be with her.
I'm proud of you, Clark. I know this has been weighing on you for a long time.
I guess it's just hard looking over at your son and realizing you're talking to a man. A man who doesn't need his father's advice anymore.
I'm always gonna need you, Dad.
Wow. Well, that one wasn't on the Doppler. If anyone deserves to be happy, Clark, it's you.
Lana goes home in shock and goes to Lois for advice without being too specific, of course. Later that day, Lana finally visits Clark.
Handsome as in I want to spend the rest of my life with you, or handsome as I'm gonna let you down easy?
As in, yes, Clark, I'll marry you.
At the election party, the Kents congratulate Lana and Clark. Lois announced that Jonathan won state senator. As the Kents do their photo ops, Lex calls Lana over. He's drunk that he lost the election. He admits that he pushed everyone that he cared about away and that it was all for nothing. Lana consoles him, but he sees Lana's engagement ring.
After all the lies he told you, you still chose him.
You don't understand.
How many times have you come to me wondering what Clark's keeping from you? Why he disappeared to Metropolis for months? How he rose from the dead? Come on. Lana, I know you. You'd never say yes with all the doubts you have. Whatever it is he's been covering up all this time. You know, don't you? How could you lie to me?
Lana splashed Lex with a drink and storms out. She calls Clark and tells him that somehow Lex knew that she was hiding Clark's secret. Lex catches up with her and tries to apologize, but then...
No. Lana!
Clark, come on. Lana! No! Lana! No! There's nothing you could have done. Nothing.
Clark goes to the fortress and begs Jor-El to fix this. Despite Jor-El warning Clark, he gives him a crystal that will send him back to the day that Lana died. Of course, he changes things that ended up with Lana wanting to take a break from their relationship. Clark fills Chloe in about the time travel and wants her not to have a repeat of Lana's death. That night at the party, Jonathan wins, but Clark noticed that Lois wasn't present. He finds her knocked out on her apartment floor because she slipped and fell due to her hiding snacks up high. Jonathan gets a call from Lionel asking for a meeting, which before the time travel we see Jonathan was on his way to. Lana goes over to Lex and tells him about her fight with Clark, if you want to call it that. Lex leans and kisses Lana. She leaves out and Lex goes after her once again. This time Clark was able to stop the accident. While Lex checked on Lana, Jonathan drives by and heads to the farm. Lionel wants to be partners, but Jonathan naturally just wants to pay back the money. However, Lionel shows Jonathan something that can destroy the Kent family. Jonathan takes it well.
I won't let you destroy my family. I withstand anything you bring down on us. Because we have each other. That's what will always separate the Kents from the Luthers. Now why don't you get...
Oh no. Martha and Clark come home. They see Jonathan and he falls out. He smiles at his family and dies right before them. As time went on, Clark and Martha gets ready for Jonathan's funeral. Clark blames himself, of course, on what happened, as he should have. The main person that guided you all your life was traded for Lana, which she ended up mad at you, but I'm sure she will forgive you, and the relationship will be better because of it.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
However, Martha gives him a cop-out, saying that Jonathan's heart can only beat so much, and he had used up more than the average human being. Everyone shows up to the funeral, including Lex and Lionel. As everyone leaves, Clark was left alone over Jonathan's grave. I always knew that Jonathan was going to die in the show due to what we've seen in the lore and Superman movies. We just didn't know when or how he's going to die in this incarnation. Jonathan's death hit harder than most because even with all Clark's gift, he still needed his father. And this shows us that Jonathan Kent is the father that we all yearn for.
Ooh.